Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Kaylee, and today I'll be doing an oil change on this R6. I've never done this before, so I'll be following the motorcycle maintenance channel video. So come with me as I watch it step by step and let's knock it out. So first step, well, you already probably know this, but put your bike on a stand, make sure it's secure, and then we're gonna get the bike naked. So we're gonna remove the fairings. I'm using an Allen wrench, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop it off. Let me start with this one.
Okay. The other handle's way too.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Yeah, I need a little more torque, but there we go. Use this. If you have a, what are those ones called? A
T-handle, yeah.
A T-handle might provide you a little more torque, or you can just do a couple push-ups beforehand and crank it out. There's a little retainer in here that holds the fairing on, so we're gonna take this pin and just kind of pop it out. All right, we just have a couple more bolts before we can remove the fairings. And this one by the kickstand here. Glove on there. There's that retainer that just popped out. It's pretty much out. All right, we've got 3 more retainers to take off in here, so we're gonna use our tool and just push them out. Just a little tip, make sure you're keeping track of those retainers. So we'll keep those in a safe place. One more bolt. There you go. There it is. All right. All right, turns out we have one more retainer just right back here. Oh, right there. Okay. So now we're ready to pop this off. We're just gonna be gentle and talk to her. Just sliding to the front. Okay. There. Okay. Oops. So what we did is basically just gently pushed and then pulled. All right, so now what we're gonna do is disconnect the blinker from the fairings. So we're gonna pull up on this little tab here and then pull down just like that. Let's set this somewhere over safe so we're not stepping on it. So typically at this point, we would turn on the bike, let it run for a minute or two. The purpose of this is to let the oil run through and flush out the stuff we don't want anymore. In this case, we are indoors, so we're not gonna do that step today. But yeah, let it run, let it warm up for a little bit, and then we're gonna detach the shift linkage here so that we can get to the oil filter. I'm using a 10mm wrench.
Try to pull it now. Oh, that's fine.
All right, keep that over here. All right. That'll pop right off. All right, so now we're gonna loosen the oil fill cap over on this side of the bike. This is also where we'll add the new oil later. All right, so at this point, we're gonna get our oil filter cap wrench here for our torque wrench. We're gonna move these hoses out of the way so we can get that on. Let's see. That one might be okay. All right. All right, now I'm gonna loosen the oil drain plug bolt using a 17mm.
Just put that in there.
All right, we're gonna let the oil drain out. Okay, next we're taking off the old oil filter and we're gonna replace it with a new one. Let's see. Yep. Okay, no tape required, so just go real slow with it, depending on what.
Just let that, just drop it down there.
So just now let that oil drip down there a little bit. All right, so each time you do your oil change, you're gonna wanna get a new washer. This is specifically 214-111-9801. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the old washer and replace it with this one. Now just putting the oil drain plug back in. And then we tightened the oil drain plug to 31 foot-pounds. All right, we're getting close. We're just gonna add a little bit of oil around the seal there. And then screw it back in. towel go? Oh, there you go. I mentioned that whenever we were tightening the oil filter, we tightened it to 12 foot-pounds. So now we're going to reattach our linkage. Now for standard, you'd have it on this side and your bolt would come in from the top. We are doing GP, so we're gonna come in from the other way. And in both cases, you want this dot right here to line up with this line. So let's see how we did. It looks pretty good. And for GP, I'm going to thread from the bottom. And that was 10 millimeter, and we can, oh, right there. And that's on there pretty tight. All right, y'all, now you know what to do. We've got our Mobile 1, we've got the funnel, so we're gonna put it in like so, and we're adding 2.6 quarts of oil. So that's all it takes. I'm gonna let you take it away and do that part yourself. Say if I were to do this again, something I would do differently is be a little bit more mindful about how I organized my nuts and bolts as I took things apart. So really knowing what you're taking apart, what goes with what, that's gonna help you out as you put the bike back together. All right, y'all, so all there's left is to replace the fairings, and pretty much you're gonna do everything you did at the beginning in reverse. Thank you for joining me while I learned from this video. I hope it made things easier for you, and I'll see you next time.